9 rappers who have gotten foreclosed on. As the old saying goes, you gotta earn it to spend it. Such is the case for anyone in the entertainment industry, but given hip-hop's propensity for excess, it's not surprising that many rappers have taken it too far. What were once state-of-the-art mansions equipped with the finest decor and furniture have become huge money sinks. And as the money well dries up, many rappers are forced to pack their bags. Here are 9 rappers who have had their homes foreclosed and have had to move somewhere else. Before we start, make sure you click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Number 9. Juelz Santana. The past year has not treated the Dipset member very well. Last December, Juelz was sentenced to a 27-month prison sentence after he turned himself in for accidentally leaving an unlicensed firearm in his luggage at a New Jersey airport. Currently incarcerated at a medium-security prison in Virginia, he received the news that his $500,000 condo was going to get foreclosed. Purchased in 2005, Wells Fargo recently started procedure to foreclose on the 2,300 square foot condo after the rapper had failed to pay his $3,000 mortgage for over a year. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise though, as the condo had dropped almost 50% in value to around $300,000 as of this year. Who wants to be paying a mortgage on that? Number 8. The Game. The Game is a rapper known for his expensive taste, and he boasts a collection of exotic cars to go with his $2.7 million Calabasas mansion. Purchased in 2013 for $1.5 million, the home boasts 4,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms and 5 baths, a sauna, pool, a private tennis court, and every other amenity you could think of. Last year, the home was suddenly listed as a pre-foreclosure, and word quickly got out that Game was having difficulty financing the home and its $5,000 mortgage. Worse than that, he still owed money to 40 Glock for a prior lawsuit, resulting in a lien being placed on the home. After trying to get 40 Glock to settle for $170,000, 40 Glock took personal offense, and the beef was on. 40 Glock would ultimately take the Game to court, not for the first time mind you, in order to get his money still owed. The house was finally foreclosed on after the court proceedings. As for the Game, it looks like his cars need to find a new garage. Number 7. Lil Kim. Lil Kim has had it rough as of late. The queen bee of rap herself has been struggling to pay back debts to several creditors, and she applied for Chapter 13 bankruptcy in early 2018. When she missed a payment on her $2.3 million New Jersey home, her creditor took her to court, but she just narrowly avoided her home being foreclosed on when the judge sided with her. The judge warned that Kim would have to dedicate herself to getting her debt straightened out. But when she missed another payment, her creditors foreclosed on the mansion and auctioned it off. It also came to light that Lil Kim owed over $4 million in various debts, $1.8 million of which were in back taxes alone. It ain't easy being queen bee. Number 6. Chamillionaire. In a rare case of preemptive foreclosure, Chamillionaire actually gave his swanky $2.3 million mansion back to the bank in 2010. The sprawling mansion, located in the Woodlands neighborhood outside of Houston, measured at nearly 8,000 square feet, but Chamillionaire insisted that it was not worth his investment. He was never there with a busy touring schedule, and when the housing market tanked in 2008, he no longer saw the value in keeping the property, so he returned it to the bank, who then turned around and sold it for around $1.8 million. While it seems like a rough spot, Chamillionaire actually got off a lot better than other rappers on this list. He was able to relocate to another mansion, which cost him a fraction of what the Carlton Woods home cost. Then again, maybe he's just saying that to save face. In any case, the Riding Dirty star was able to shave some overhead costs as he continues to bring in cash. It seems pretty savvy to me. Number 5. Eazy-E. It might not be fair to say that Eazy-E had this mansion foreclosed on, considering he'd been dead for almost 16 years by the time it happened. When Eazy died of AIDS in 1995, he passed on his iconic Calabasas mansion to his wife, Tamika Wright. The 6,700 square foot mansion was the popular party spot for Eazy-E and his crew, and they became famous for throwing all-night parties in excess. The house allegedly even included a black room with fluorescent pillows dubbed Eazy's Playhouse. Tamika fell behind on the mortgage payments sometime around 2011, owing nearly $200,000 on the home. Unable to make good on the payments, the legendary mansion of the NWA star was foreclosed and auctioned off for $2.2 million. Number 4. DMX. Wherever there is a list about losing tons of money to property, DMX is there. The Rough Rider has never been able to shake his financial difficulties for long, and has a string of property ventures that ended in disaster going all the way back to the 2000s. He bought a 3,600 square foot home in Westchester County, New York, at the height of his fame and popularity, but struggled to keep it afloat. He successfully fended it off from foreclosure twice, most recently in 2014, by paying back over $200,000 in loans. But the victory was not short-lived. DMX would declare bankruptcy in 2016 and listed the home as one of his assets. He was over $2 million in debt and would plead guilty to owing $1.7 million in taxes in 2017. This isn't the only time that DMX has had troubles with homes. He purchased a Harlem townhouse in 2001. While attempting to renovate the building, several issues began to surface, and the townhouse quickly turned into a money pit. By the time X put it on the market in 2006, no one was buying it, and the partially completed building was sold at auction for just $120,000. Considering he initially bought the residence for $750,000, that's a pretty bad return. Number 3. Nas. Hip-hop legend Nas has seen his fair share of financial woes too. Despite consistently landing #1 on the charts whenever he releases an album, and having a reported net worth of $60 million, he's struggled to keep his financial situation afloat. He lost his Georgia home in 2012 to foreclosure after he defaulted on loans he took out to pay for it. The 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom home was publicly auctioned for around $348,000 after defaulting on the loans. But the foreclosure was just the tip of the iceberg for Nas. The IRS would go on to garnish his wages due to the fact that he owed over $6 million in delinquent taxes. Let this be a lesson: if there's one group you shouldn't mess with, it's the IRS. They always get their money back. It's worth noting that he took care of his tax bill and has made a lot of smart money moves since then. Most notably, Nas made an investment in doorbell company Ring, which was later acquired by Amazon for more than $1 billion. Number 2. T-Pain. In what is probably the lamest way to lose a house, the autotune star simply blew off a lawsuit filed against him by his bank, resulting in a default ruling by a judge. T-Pain allegedly took out $85,000 in a loan to purchase a modest home in Palm Beach County, Florida. His bank alleged that he had stopped making mortgage payments in 2016, and the initial loan was given in 2006. When the bank served T-Pain papers taking him to court, he simply didn't show up, and in his absence the judge sided with the bank. The ruling brought T-Pain's total owed up to $117,000, $83,000 of that from the initial loan, plus interest and legal fees. That's a pretty hefty bill to rack up just for missing court. Number 1. Birdman. Birdman's ostentatious display of wealth are well documented, as is his poor treatment of the artists on his record label. From Lil Wayne to Young Thug, no artist was safe from Birdman's greed. And he used this money to purchase an enormous mansion in Miami, worth $14.5 million and having a total area of over 19,000 square feet. Everything a mogul could want could be found behind the doors of Birdman's mansion. From a private spa, 2 pools, and a movie theater, life can't get much more leisurely. Unfortunately for Birdman, he was ordered to vacate the home in 2017, 5 years after he purchased it. As it turns out, he financed the mansion by taking out a loan, which he then defaulted on. The ensuing foreclosure lawsuit was upwards of $12 million, but also included an office space Birdman was renting out as well. While that certainly isn't a good look for Birdman, it is a great look for Lil Wayne's fans, and anybody who needs a healthy dose of schadenfreude every once in a while. After years of mistreating his artists and hoarding profits, it seems like some karmic justice that this would happen to Birdman. Let's hope he didn't leave his $2 million gold toilet behind though.
Twice, so when I do it, give it to him. B, how you open it, B? Just walk in there. Just walk in there. Push it out. Yeah. Come on, man. TV's in the shower. How you doing, bro? Rich gang it on bang. Come on, man. Huh? Y'all rich gang it on bang. Y'all asleep, man. And we got y'all asleep, man. Huh? Y'all asleep. Second feet up, out, man. Y'all sleep. Rich gang on, man. Let's talk this on.
That's the list. Did we miss anyone? Let us know in the comments. And before you leave, make sure you click that like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.